Ooh. 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 Oh. 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 Okay. Hi. Hi. And welcome to the Chrissy D. McD Show. With me, Chrissy D. It's not McD, it's just D. I just get excited. I just put in Mc. I get a Mc in there and then what do you want? Oh, you want to start a band? Nice. And it's amazing how quickly you said it in that time, that short gap that I gave you, to say that you wanted what you wanted, because you know you want it. You just want to do it, and that's okay. That's cool. Yeah. You're determined. I like you. So I'm going to impart knowledge upon you, the person, and you, about how to start a band and what you should think about and what kind of ethoses you should... What? What do you mean? It's not a word. It's not a word. Ethoses is not a word. Thanks, John. What do I know about starting a band? Who the hell am I to come into your life and tell you what you need to be doing? I don't know. Don't know who I am. You're here. You came to me. So I've had 16 years worth of gigging experience. I've been in bands. I've been in loads of bands. I've been in too many bands. I've been in bands that I shouldn't have been in. I've been in bands that I should have been in, and I didn't get into bands that I wanted to be in. Bands. I'm a drummerizer, as you can see by my electricalized drum over there. I know it's not a real drum kit, but you know, one day my parents, they're going to buy me a real one, and I'm going to be able to play those. Let's get started. So the first thing that you should think about before being in a band, even, my chair is squeaky as, is get good. Okay? So this means before getting into a band, learn your chops, whatever instrument it is you've picked up. Learn how to develop your technique, some basic music theory. This means learning tempos, time signatures, keys, scales, song structures, etc., etc. And why is that important? Well, it gives you vocabulary. It means that you can talk to other musicians and they can understand what the hell you're saying. For instance, if you say, okay, can we go over that second verse again? Because I think the drums were a bit off. I don't know why. Can we go over the second verse? They'll know, oh, second verse. Cool. As opposed to, hey, so music sounded bad. Let's do another turn. Singing. Anyway, I'm exaggerating, but you get what I'm saying. This is another thing. You don't have to be a pro by any means to get into a band. So I'm not saying go and learn guitar or drums or bass for 20 years before you even think about getting into a band. That would be ridiculous. In fact, playing music with other musicians is one of the most important development tools you can have. So ignore what I'm saying. It's nonsense. Basically, right, don't go and buy a guitar and then walk into a band practice with a brand new band, having never even opened up your guitar. I think it's pretty obvious. Maybe this whole point's too obvious. Let's move on. So you didn't make the cut for the new band or whatever it is that you've gone for. They said, yeah, nah, it's not working. You're not really the person for us. But don't get discouraged. I'm going to tell you why not to get discouraged. In the arts, whether you're a musician or an actor, you go for auditions all the time, depending on what exact kind of line of work you're going for. Actors more so than musicians, I would say. And you need to understand that there's a very big difference between not being right for the job and being crap. It's a very, very big difference. I've gone for auditions and not got them. I've gone for an audition as in a metal band when I was younger. Obviously, because it was in the past, so I would have been younger. And I didn't get the job because, you know, I didn't play double kicks on the drums. I didn't play double bass drum. It's just not something I've been massively interested in. Maybe I will be someday. And I wasn't right for the job. That doesn't mean that I was terrible. It doesn't mean I should give up drums, and I shouldn't take it personally. So also, the flip side is the band might not be right for you, because it's not just about them, you know, it's about what's right for you, and you don't want to get committed and embroiled in a band project that's not right for you. And this is a very important distinction for all walks of life, not just being a musician, but maybe that girl that you like. Maybe you know, you've been rejected by that lady. Who cares? You're going to be a musician. Stephanie, like, goes on to be a doctor. That would have been rubbish. This is way better. This is way better what I'm doing. Also, when an opportunity presents itself to join a band or to jam with a band, go and do it. You're not obligated to join the band afterwards. Don't feel bad about turning around and being like, hey, it's not for me. Sorry, guys. See ya. And this is a big commitment. Which brings me on to number 3. It might seem dead easy, okay, to just go, hey, let's start a band. We'll be like AC/DC. Or we'll be like Motorhead. Or like Bullet for My Valentine. And it absolutely should be fun to just meet up with your buddies and play some music together. But you need to understand that it's a big old commitment. You will have to give up large chunks of your free time. If you live up in a built area, then you're going to have to pay for practice space. You're going to have to schedule your life so that you can practice with your bandmates. That'll cost money. You have to maintain your instrument. That means, you know, buying, for instance, drumsticks, so $10 a pair. Drum skins cost. When was the last time I replaced a drum skin? They can cost quite a lot. They can cost close to 20 quid actually for you know, like a snare skin or a fancy snare skin. Standard snare drum skin, 10, 12 pounds or bucks. And that's just running costs. This is all before you've even played a show, before anyone even knows you exist as a band. You have to then spend time promoting yourself and getting your social media together, maybe building a website. You have to contact people and go, hey, hello, we're a band. Do you want us to be a band in your place? You might have to play a bunch of gigs for free and or for really cheap in the beginning, just to kind of get yourselves out there. You know, that's a commitment in itself. Gigging is quite long, and you have to carry your gear around everywhere, especially if you're a drummerizer. You know, it's a lot of gear every single time. You have to load it into your car, you have to load it at the venue, and you have to carry it through the crowds, and everyone's spitting at you and throwing stuff at you. Well, okay, it's not that bad, but you get my point. You also need to establish where everyone else in the band sits regarding their commitment. Are they going to commit to all of this time? And are they going to do it properly? There's nothing worse than having a band member show up consistently to band practices, they don't really have their heart in it, don't really have their head in the game. And, you know, you do have to set things straight with your other bandmates and say, hey, this is going to be quite long. It's going to be quite tough. So we want to make it fun. But also, are we even able to commit to this amount of time and responsibility for each other. You might discover that the bass player works every weekend, all weekend. So that's probably not going to work out for him or for you. So you have to have that discussion. And I think this brings me on to number 4. You've got this. This is quite a big one as well. This comes in 2 parts. You've got to get used to speaking up when something's not right or you're not happy with something. And this applies in 2 ways. 1, businessly speaking, and 2, musically speaking. What? What do you mean? Yeah. No, I know it's not a word. No, I know this one isn't a word. They know what I mean. I'm just doing it because they know. You don't have to keep jumping in. Why are you even here? Are you even here? Part 1, businessly speaking. It's important to know what your bandmates are prepared to do and what they're not prepared to do in order to make the band work. You have to have this discussion. Are they clean? Are they clean? Are they clean people? Because if they're not, that's going to be a stanky time. You're going to have to spend hours in a room with those people. And if they're not clean, you're out. Are they keen to play gigs for free? Are they keen to wear a band uniform if that is what you would like to happen in the band? Are they prepared to go to venues and get gigs? What would be the minimum fee that they would play for? How free are they on weekends? As I've mentioned before, you need to know what the limits are for each band member. And this can then even throw up the conversation of, is this right for everyone here? Part 2, musically speaking. It's very beneficial to establish an open and constructive creative process between you and your buddies. If you're writing music, if you're doing covers, it doesn't really matter. You still have to get used to speaking up about the music and also getting used to taking constructive criticism from your bandmates. For instance, when I say to my guitarist, hey, is there any chance you could change that guitar part in the verse? And they'll go, what do you mean? Well, I don't know. It's not, might be nice to have it a little bit more twinkly or something. Maybe like a twinkle, add a twinkle in there. And they'll go, yeah, all right. And they might try it and they might turn around and go, hey, yeah, do you know what? That's actually better. And I'll go, yeah, I think that's better too. Or they might turn around and go, nah, that's rubbish. And I think you're an idiot. And I'll go, yeah, that is rubbish. And I am an idiot. But it's not meant to be personal. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not, you're terrible at guitar. Please turn it off and go home. It's, let's try this because I have an idea. And you both need to get used to that. You don't want to be in a position where the bass player is playing a completely different song and you're there thinking, oh God, he's playing a different song entirely. I'd better not speak up just in case he gets angry. No. 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 Because you're all in the same boat and you all want to achieve the same goals. That's assuming that your businessly speaking world has gone well. So you're all in the same boat. You want to achieve the same goals, which is world domination. And you're not going to do that if you can't talk to each other. Number 5, know your role. This is so important. So you've learned all the Blink-182 songs on drums, which means you're already better than me. So why are you even here? You've learned all the Led Zeppelin songs on guitar. You've learned all the Coldplay songs on vocals. Such a Saturday, I'd laugh a song by you. But it's different now, okay? Because you can't just play your guitar at volume 10 with your gain all the way up to 10 as well. You can't just play constant drum fills on the drums anymore. You're not on your own. You're in a room with other human beings. So you have to learn how to turn down your instrument. Use that volume knob. It's on there. It's there. There's a volume knob on your guitar and on your amp. You can turn those down just a little bit. You can turn them down halfway. Maybe start at 1/3. Now this is really important because it demonstrates what we call musical conscientiousness. And it's very important. It's probably the most important thing you can learn about playing with other musicians is understanding that you need to let the music breathe. And a great way to do that is to just learn a little bit about dynamics. That means playing louder and quieter as well. So verses, for instance, you're going to have a singer and they're going to be telling a story in their verse. So you need to just back it right off and let the singer tell a story with their vocals. It's really, really important. Then when you get to the chorus, boom, hit it hard, hit it loud. When you get to a guitar solo, go for it. Everyone can go for it. After the guitar solo, you can bring it back down again and just let the music breathe and have an up and down with volume. You get it. You get what I'm saying. Number 6. Just have fun. Make sure it's fun. If it's not fun, it's going to be rubbish. And then if it's rubbish, no one's going to want to hear you because it's not fun. And you don't want to hear yourself. So just pretty much forget everything I said because it's just a band. Who cares? Just do what you like. It's just, just have fun with it. So that concludes this video from me, Chrissy D, and my squeaky chair. Hope you have a lovely day and a lovely evening. And I'll see you on the next thing that happens here on the Chrissy D Show. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye-bye.